Hello again. Doctors at a leading teaching hospital in London are now being warned against asking inappropriate questions of patients. Things like asking what their name is. Most of us regard this as a very important check to ensure that they are actually dealing with the person whom they think they are. But at the Royal Free Hospital, advice from the LGBTQ plus and Friends network is displayed on a notice board, which tells staff that asking a transsexual his or her name can be traumatic in case it reveals the fact that they have already or are planning to change sex. It is also said to be important that doctors do not try to establish whether a patient is biologically male or female, because this can upset transsexuals as well. From a medical perspective, this is raving mad, because male and female bodies are different, and it's important to take this into account when prescribing some drugs or other treatment. This is, of course, a classic case of the triumph of ideology over science. I have remarked before that when science gives way to ideology, as it did in Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia, the consequences can be disastrous. One can already see the problems which lay ahead in this country. In another development, 77 hospital trusts have joined the NHS Rainbow Badge Scheme, and they can score points by removing gendered language from their premises. As I expect most viewers will know, screening for cancer of the cervix is very important for women, who are encouraged to have regular tests. But if you want the Stonewall Certificate of Good Housekeeping, or the Rainbow Badge, or whatever it's called, then you must not refer to such services as women's health. Instead, you should relabel them as a colposcopy clinic. The fact that everybody knows about cancer of the cervix and screening for it, and that it only involves women, is irrelevant, as is another fact, which is that the average person has not the remotest idea what colposcopy might be. This is a very important consideration, because getting women to attend such services and come in for tests is very important. But material is now being produced which claims that cancer of the cervix is not something which only afflicts women. This is bound to create confusion and uncertainty, which in a program designed to prevent cancer is really the last thing you want to be doing. Exactly the same thing now applies to prostate cancer. Some transsexuals are offended at the idea that this is something only men can suffer from, and so they want information to state that women too can have trouble with their prostates. This is to avoid upsetting some guy who's currently calling himself Mary Ann and claiming to be as much of a woman as my wife. What I find puzzling is that nobody wishes to be the first to call out this nonsense. So fearful of people today of being denounced as transphobic or racist or Islamophobic. It's all of the piece, a coherent and unified ideology as all embracing as Marxism. Each part is as important as any other, and one cannot pick and choose by claiming that one is staunchly opposed to racism, but at the same time dubious about some of the trans business. We must sign up to the whole package, and so if a teacher or doctor is accused of being transphobic, this can have consequences for them professionally every bit as serious as if they were suspected of being racist or opposed to Islam. All this creates an atmosphere of unease where nobody wishes to take a chance and be the first one to point out how mad it is to suggest that women can have prostate problems, or that a man might need to have his cervix checked. It's the emperor's new clothes, but nobody in any profession will dare to be the first to admit that the emperor is wearing no clothes at all. In the description to this video, I give a link to a news item on this subject.